So let's jump right in and talk about a few things that setters need to be testing if they want to maximize their time, maximize their commission, sets, everything like that. We're going to go over three really quick things in this video, with the first one being test time of day. I can't tell you how many times I had appointment setters on my team that would get the bulk of their sets consistently at certain times in the day. Now, this is not something you want to just Google and then go with that and run with that and always stick with that, because what I've noticed across different teams is it really depended on the type of prospects. B2B prospects are going to be more available at certain times of the day where B2C prospects might not be as available, and vice versa. So you really want to test this within your offering, within the type of leads you get. And depending on the type of leads that come in, obviously the best thing you could do is dial the fresh leads the moment they come in, dial within 5 minutes. But then when you start to dial older and older and older leads, when you start to see, okay, this is when people are, most likely to pick up, make sure you're not taking your breaks during that time. No one's asking you to dial 8 hours straight every single day. You take little 15-minute breaks, lunch breaks, whatever it is, resets. But when reps end up not tracking the best, hottest times to dial, you can mistakenly miss out on your best little pockets, your best windows, by taking breaks in those times, because you just don't know when those times are. I noticed that when we were dialing certain prospects on an offer, they would set, anywhere from 3 to 6 appointments a day. And sometimes if they dialed that window of like 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., because we were dealing with a lot of just like 9 to 5 working class people, they would get 3, 4 of their sets sometimes within that 2 to 3 hour block, and then get one set within the other 5, 6 hours of the day. And sometimes they would get, 2 or 3 sets in the morning time if they dialed between like 8, 9 a.m. and 12 or 11. And then from like 11, 12 all the way up till 1, 2 o'clock, there really wasn't nothing. They would get a couple, between like one to like, not one, but like maybe like 2 to 3. And then they would get a huge chunk at 5, 6, and 7. And we started to structure kind of the times that our team would take breaks and relax throughout, not everyone at the same time, because you want people dialing consistently, but certain people took certain breaks during those, slower times, and it just led to way more sets with less dialing. So you want to make sure that you're tracking time of day and what works on your offer. And you also want to track, second thing is double dialing. Is double dialing something that's working for the leads that you're getting? Again, a lot of this stuff, sometimes it works with the leads you're getting. Sometimes the leads, the type of prospects, it doesn't make too much of a difference. But I've seen team guys on our team get 30%, 40% more answers when they just double dialed. They just called twice. I had one person, he did like 100 dials. I only spoke to like 10 people, and you know, he double dialed, got an extra five. See, I've seen people double dial and get double the amount of conversations because people were just answering more on that double dial. So see if double dialing is something that works for you as well. And the last one, which was huge, it made the biggest impact, not only on the amount of sets we were able to put up, but it also, just for, I guess, for lack of better terms, the sanity and the ease of work, and the quality of life for the setter, was testing out different outbound texts to leads that didn't answer, right? Um, Usually we try to do this on like the second or third time we tried to call the lead and didn't get an answer. We would text, he would test a bunch of different little paragraphs, send 10 here, 10 there, 10 there, whatever the number is. Sometimes we would test it with batches of 20. You want to keep that test batch consistent, whether it's 20, whether it's 50, whether it's, 100. That way you can actually see, okay, this is what's consistently working, getting a higher response percentage. And what that text message consisted of was, usually they opted in for some kind of free training, and we're asking them if they got the training, if they needed, access to it, And if they wanted to have a quick conversation to see if any other trainings made sense or how we could help point them in the right direction, making sure that they knew that the conversation that we were going to have with them next wasn't a sales conversation. It was a support, it was a training, it was a resource allocation conversation. And I would have the setter send them like a 15-minute. You don't want to do 30 minutes, you don't want to do an hour, because as soon as people see a call for anything longer than 30 minutes, one, it's just a bigger ask, and people, it's a big ask. So people are less likely to do it. And two, they're just going to assume it's a sales call. If you get a calendar link for that's 30 minutes to an hour, you just assume it's a sales call. So we would send them 15 minutes, let them know it's not a sales call. And the setter was able to book a bunch of inbound triages just by sending those text messages. So, and he went from setting like 3 to 4 a day to like 6 to 8 every single day consistently because of the added volume from those text messages. He would still do his dials, but now every single day he was waking up with 3, 4 appointments. And obviously you've got the show rates and stuff like that, but he would wake up with 3, 4 appointments on the calendar that he could just show up, have 10, 15 minute conversations, and then set those ones for the closer. And that, it's a lot easier when your KPI is 3 a day and you've got 3 appointments on the calendar. You can get at least 1 or 2 out of those, and then you get the rest from dialing. And again, it was a good quality of life sanity thing for him as a setter. And again, it helped him massively increase his production and reach people that he might not have reached. Some people just don't answer unknown calls. I'm one of those. You can call me all day, every day. Does not matter. I'll look at it. If it's not saved in my phone, I'm just not going to answer. That's if I'm not expecting a call. There's some people that you just can't reach that way. But if someone sent me a text and I was like, oh yeah, I would like to do a quick triage, you'd probably get me to book a call that way. So there's a lot of leads that you might be missing out on if you're not testing that last one. Time of day, make sure you're double dialing, and test out different messaging with outbound texts to book yourself inbound triage. If you're an appointment setter and you do these three things, you will probably get a lot more sets, make a lot more commission, and it'll be a lot easier to just do your job with less time. Hopefully that helps. See you guys.